So I'm going to do my best to try not to scare you with this flight. What I'm going to do, yeah. What's going to...
Edenvale traffic, Skydive 1, 2300, 3 to 4 miles north. We're going to be crossing overhead, joining mid-left downwind 26.
What we're going to do is I have to climb the aircraft out at least 1,000 feet over the ground and get away from the area of the airport so I can start showing you how to fly. We want to be away from all other planes. So I'll fly the plane for probably the first 5 minutes. After that, you're going to be on this control stick. All right, this is our runway. We're all lined up now, and what I'm going to do is make one more announcement. I'm going to go full power and slowly climb this aircraft. It might be a little bit bumpy the first 500 feet of the climb, but it'll get smoother the higher we go.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee is on the roll 3-1, climbing straight out 2,000 feet.
I got you right there, Bill. Skydive 1 coming up overhead, just about, and we're going to join mid-left for 26.
And here we go, man. Let the fun begin.
Edenvale traffic, Kilo Zulu Bravo is on the back track, 231.
Skydive 1 overhead the field, joining the mid-left downwind 26 full stop.
The cool thing about today is there's a lot of neat clouds in the area. Now we're not allowed to fly through them, but flying near them is pretty awesome. So right now we're only about 500 feet over the ground, but we're still climbing. You still okay with the heights?
Edenvale traffic, Skydive 1, turning left base 26 for simulated engine failure.
Skydive 1, you good with me rolling on 3-1?
Yeah, that's okay, thanks.
Edenvale traffic, KZB is on the roll 3-1.
Are you familiar with this area at all?
Oh, that's a Georgian Bay, right?
Yeah, that's Georgian Bay. Collingwood is over that way with Blue Mountain.
Yeah.
And Wasaga Beach right over here.
Tobermory's right, all the way up there.
Correct. Yeah, all the way up that way. Is there any particular area you would like to fly towards today? Want to fly around?
Really.
Okay.
Can you see the sunken ship in Tobermory from here?
Well, you could, but it would take us too long to get there.
Fine then.
Yeah, that's quite a long flight to get to Tobermory. All right, so we're now at 2,000 feet above sea level, which is roughly 1,300 feet over the ground. Is leveling the plane off here. This is a good altitude. We could go higher, but the problem when you go higher, you kind of lose the cool effect of looking at the ground and recognizing things.
Skydive 1 backtracking 0 8.
All right. It's going to get us a little further away from that airport.
Collingwood traffic, RV6 Yankee, Quebec Delta, turning 2 mile left base, 3-1, stop and go.
Pretty cool how much you can see from up here, huh?
I know.
The cool thing about so far today, the air is very smooth. Look, the plane's flying itself pretty much. Like, it doesn't take much on this control stick to do anything. On a very windy day, it gets really challenging, right? There's a lot of correction you have to do. So right now what I'm mainly concerned with is I'm looking for any other planes in the area, and I don't see any. Oh, I do see one.
Where?
He's off here, down low. See the white one? Going this direction.
Collingwood traffic RV6, Yankee Quebec Delta, turning 2 mile final, stop and go, all overshoot to the right if necessary.
There he goes.
Collingwood traffic, Yankee Charlie Sierra rolling on 3-1.
All right. So, Julius, I'm going to show you how to do this. Now we're in a safe area. We're away from the airport. I want you to feel what it's like to fly a plane. You can choose whatever hand you want to put on that control stick, but only choose one. And I want you to hold on to that control stick, and I'm going to walk you through what it's like to turn the aircraft. Right now we're flying nice and level. You can kind of see that by looking forward. Another way we can tell we're level is our altimeter is right at the same spot. It's not moving. We're at 2,100 feet. I'm going to put that little blue indicator right there just so we remember where we are.
Oh.
So this thing here tells us if we are climbing or descending. Right now it's showing a tiny climb. That's nothing to worry about. So that's pretty level the way we are right now. This is telling us how fast through the air we're traveling. So that's our speed. And our speed is represented by knots, not kilometers. So we're doing 80 knots. So we're moving pretty quick. Like 150 kilometers an hour, 160. These are the two most important instruments in the aircraft that the pilot watches. And this one right here. So, to turn an aircraft, I'm going to show you how we do that. I'm going to do a slight turn to the right, and I want you to feel how much motion I do on this stick. It's not going to be much. If I want to turn right, I'm just kind of looking forward, and I'm going to go like this. We're in a nice, safe turn. Now I'm going to bring us back to the left. Now we're back to level flight again. Now we're going to do a turn to the left. I'm just going to take that stick and a little push left. Notice how it starts getting very steep on the turn, so we just pull it back a little bit. So those are the two first movements we can do. That's rolling the aircraft for a turn. The other thing we control with this stick is our climb or descend. So if I want to start going up, I take this stick and pull towards our belly, like that. You'll see the nose going up. This starts climbing. So that tells us we're in a climb. But what else happens is this starts slowing down. So I have to add power if we want to climb. So now we're starting to climb a little better, and I don't want it to go too slow. So I'm going to get us to 2,500 feet, and then I'm going to level this off. Just going to let it climb at 65 is a nice speed to climb at. Coming up on 2,400, now 2,500 coming. Now I'm going to take this nose of the aircraft and just push it forward to level it off again. Now we're level. This will show that we're level. Now I'm going to reduce my power so I don't need to climb anymore. There you go. So now we're back to level flying. If I want to descend the plane and go down, I just take the stick and go forward like that. Now we're in a descent. We're going back towards the ground. Very safely, very slowly. I don't need power for a descent, so I get rid of my power. Just like driving a car, when we go down a hill, you take your foot off the gas pedal.
Yeah.
I'll let it descend a little bit more. And do a little pull back. We'll level off maybe here. I'll put that little blue thing at 2,300. All right, Julius, you want to give it a try? Yep, go for it. I'm not going to let you do anything that's going to get us into trouble, so just feel free to take that stick and move it around and get used to it. Like a computer game. The best way to do it is just look outside. You'll feel if the plane starts descending. Like right there, we're in just a little bit of a descent, so you pull the stick towards you. That's it. That's okay, it's okay, you got it.
Leaving
I'm going to keep my hand right here so you can't do nothing drastic. Nice.
Approaching altitude. Leaving altitude.
So why don't you try turning us this way towards the shore over there? So just turn the stick that way, just gently. Isn't that cool? So right now what we're doing is we're actually going down in a turn. It's fine.
Now wind 3-1, stop and go.
Now you're almost level. There you go, now we're not sinking anymore. It's easier when you can see the land. It gives you an idea if you're going up and down. Once you get over the water, it gets confusing. You're getting the hang of this. I'm just adding a little bit of power for you because you're starting to climb. Very nice. Yeah, it's just very, very gentle on that control stick.
Collingwood traffic, RV6, Yankee, Quebec Delta, turning left, base 3-1, stop and go.
These controls are so finicky, like just a touch of it actually had a big impact on it.
Oh yeah. That's why it takes a good solid at least 15 minutes to really get the hang of what the stick is doing. Trust me, in 10-15 minutes from now, you're going to be a lot more comfortable with
altitude.
it.
Traffic Inc. Charlie Sierra rolling on 3-1 for the circuit.
Collingwood traffic, RV6, Yankee, Quebec Delta, turning final, 3-1, stop and go.
Starting to get the hang of it? Slowly, huh? Yeah. So just a little bit about the area in case you want to see anything from up here. Right now we're sort of in the area of Wasaga Beach, which is right there.
Yeah.
Over that direction is the town of Midland in Penetanguishene.
Oh, okay, that's where the asylum is.
That's right. You haven't been, have you?
Traffic Inc. Charlie Sierra crosswind runway 3-1, stop and go.
Yeah, the asylum's in Penetang. This direction over that way is Aurelia. Over this way is the city of Barrie. Almost right where we're going now. So right now in front of us we got some cloud, so we have to decide what to do with it. We can't go through it, so we have to go around, underneath, or... Yeah, exactly.
I'll go around.
The cool thing about this airspace up here north of Toronto, it's all uncontrolled. So it means we can do whatever we want. Go wherever you want. We don't need permission. When you get to the Toronto area, you need permission to do everything in a plane.
Is it just in Toronto or mostly most big cities?
It's most big cities because they have large international airports, so they got to keep traffic separation. Keep the planes apart, right?
Leaving altitude.
So it only said that because we left the desired altitude by 100 feet, but we can be lower if you want. It's fine to be lower. That cool? Right next to a cloud, huh?
Yep.
traffic RV6, Yankee Quebec Delta on the roll, 31 through the circuit.
Okay, go towards Barrie if you want. That'll be in that direction over there. Plus the clouds look pretty cool over there. Very nice. Yeah, so you're getting the hang of it. Alright, so the cloud right in front of us, we're going to have to go underneath him a little bit. And anytime you do want to take a picture, just let me know and I'll take control. I'll hand it right back to you when you want. You're the boss, I'm just here to make sure you do everything safely.
I'll just wait for the video.
Okay. A little bit easier than most people think it is.
My traffic Inc. Charlie Sierra.
Fly the plane.
31 stop and go.
It's still scary though.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, you have to respect what we're doing, right? Like we're flying through the air and human beings aren't meant to do this, so. Barry's going to be that way. So see this road right below us here? If we follow this road in that direction, it'll take us right to Barrie.
Traffic Inc. Charlie Sierra, final runway 31 stop and go.
So the bumping around you're feeling right now, that is called thermals. What that is the sun is heating the earth and the hot air coming off the ground is just shaking the plane a little bit.
Oh.
They're generally not dangerous, they're more annoying than anything. So they'll shake the plane a lot, maybe scare you a little bit.
It's different with turbulence.
Exactly. So that's what we're feeling now, right? That sun is just starting to get a little more intense at this time of the day.
Collingwood traffic RV6, Yankee Quebec Delta, mid left downwind 31,
Yeah,
stop and go,
here.
number 2.
This thin cloud is fine. Look at that, huh?
Midland Unicom, Gulf, India, Quebec, India.
I'm just gonna take a picture of those clouds.
Yeah, I have control.
Midland Huronia Unicom, Gulf, India, Quebec, India. Midland traffic, Cessna 172, Gulf, India, Quebec, India. Currently now about 4 miles south of the field, 2,200 feet.
Like with this lever, like again, it's just a little, you just touch it and then it just moves so sudden, right?
Yep.
Is it the same with bigger planes or? Because I'm just thinking that this might be a smaller plane, so it's like,
They're a little more forgiving.
Collingwood traffic RV6.
The reason why it's so touchy is because we're moving so fast. It doesn't feel like we are, but you know, 80 knots is pretty quick. So that's why it's so touchy. The slower the plane goes, the more you can move the stick without it reacting much. So right now, you'll notice if I go like this, see how quick that moves?
yeah.
Just a quick, right? And it'll get crazy if I start going up and down. Like,
Traffic RV6, Yankee Quebec Delta,
see?
2 miles left, 31.
Yeah, you can get weightless pretty quick, right?
Yep.
So the big planes are similar, but those guys usually generally let the computer fly. Like this plane can do that too. If I push and hold this button here,
Autopilot.
so now you can sit here and have a cheeseburger, and have a coffee,
12 miles to the northeast along the shore.
Have a shot of whiskey.
a shot of whiskey, a few bourbons. Yeah. But once I hit this,
Autopilot.
now you got to go back to the stick, right? But, you know, yeah, it's touchy because we're moving relatively fast through the air.
Yeah.
So if you want to take control again, it's all yours. Nice.
Collingwood traffic, RV6 Yankee Quebec Delta is going to do an orbit before turning final to allow for the backtracking traffic.
And Yankee Charlie Sierra, we're not going to use the full.
Have you seen the Antonov AN225 in person?
No.
I've always wanted to see that.
Like,
it's the biggest plane, like 6 engines and all.
Midland here, just taking a look. Runway.
Yeah, I've never got a chance to see it in person.
We're going to fly over top of the field.
I just saw a YouTube video of the air traffic conversation.
Oh yeah.
All the pilots are freaking out when they. It's in Oakland.
Okay.
Like they landed in Oakland, and then all the pilots are like, they want to go through it, just want to see it. Take
oh yeah, for sure.
Altitude.
Everyone's just going crazy.
That thing's impressive, that's for sure.
RV6 Yankee Quebec Delta turning 2 mile final, 31, full stop.
Approaching.
Collingwood traffic, Yankee Charlie Sierra off runway 31 for the circuit.
So right now we're sort of
Leaving
near
altitude.
the area of Horseshoe Valley. There's a ski resort and everything in Horseshoe Valley.
They were just there 2 weeks ago.
Oh really?
Julius, Victor Hotel looking for an airport advisor.
So there's the city of Barrie right there where the water is.
Midland traffic, India.
Do we still have time to get there? Or
Oh yeah, we got lots of time, man. We've only been here 20 minutes.
3-4.
Oh, okay.
You got an hour.
Last call for Collingwood Unicom. It's Collingwood, go ahead.
Collingwood Unicom, Fox Julius Victor Hotel, just looking for an airport advisor.
Now feel free to take the plane and turn in any direction you want. Do whatever you want. I'm just here to make sure you do it safely. But you are getting the hang of it. You're doing everything gentle and slow, and that's all we really need to do as pilots. It's annoying. Yeah, since the humidity's kind of high today, the visibility's poor. But on a clear day, from here you can see the Toronto City skyline directly in front of us. Not that far of a flight.
Yeah.
Usually takes me about 45 minutes to get to Billy Bishop Airport down on the water.
Yeah.
From this area. And the only reason why it takes 45 minutes is because you have to get clearance from air traffic control to get into that area.
So you can still fly through it, but you
Exactly.
gotta ask
Yep.
all sorts of permission just to go through it.
Yeah, you gotta announce that you're coming, and you gotta wait until they assign you a code to put into the transponder.
Yeah.
And then they'll tell you what altitude to be at, what highway to follow. They'll say stay at this altitude and follow the DVP, you know, and when you get to the whatever, call this radio station and ask for permission from the next guy. It's a lot of work for the pilot, so generally I don't like to bring new students there because they're not going to learn much unless they're ready to start communicating on the radio. And but this is Barrie now. That's Lake Simcoe right out there. Neat how the cloud is like fog over top of the lake today.
Owens on traffic, Golf Charlie Tango Juliet is over the east shoreline, heading towards the west shoreline and Cobble Beach for a trip around Cobble Beach and then north towards Wyerton and White Cloud Island.
That whole thing right there is Barrie.
Yep. Yeah, starting right around here all the way down that way because it wraps around the lake. So this is North Barrie here. That's where all the malls are and stuff. The cool thing about this type of aircraft, this aircraft in Canada is actually an ultralight. So to get your license in this style of aircraft is a lot more affordable than the private pilot license. A lot easier to get. And like I said, a lot less complex. Mind you, you're learning the exact same thing pretty much as a private pilot learns.
Yeah.
but a lot cheaper. Like a person usually gets their license in this category for about $4,000, $4,500. And it's good for life, or until you have a medical issue that would cancel your license.
Oh, so you don't have to go through any renewal process or something?
No, sir. Category 4 medical, which is self-declared. So yeah, if you have blood pressure issues, stuff, then you might have a problem getting the license without getting a aviation medical certificate. But if you're a healthy person, no issues. You can fly anything in Canada registered as an ultralight or a basic ultralight. This is advanced ultralight. Anywhere in Canada during daylight hours. And visibility. You need visibility in order to fly these things. You're not allowed to fly through clouds. But you can't fly through clouds either with a private pilot license unless you get what they call an IFR rating, which is instrument rating. And a lot of pilots never bothered to get it because it's very challenging. It's a lot of math, a lot of memorization, and a lot of people just say it's easier to avoid the cloud. So how are you with the heights so far? Not bad, huh?
Good, actually. It's fun.
Yeah, it's funny. I was explaining to you guys there before, like, I am afraid of heights. You won't catch me on the roof of my house. You won't catch me going up a ladder usually taller than 10 feet. But in a plane, no problem, because I know the plane wants to fly. Even with no engine, this thing just keeps gliding. You're getting really good control of this thing. Nice and level flying.
Video games.
Yeah. Hey, that helps a lot. It really does. Yeah, I can usually tell the students I have, generally younger students, people, under 35, tend to be quicker learners because we all grew up on games, right?
Yeah.
To some degree. Or under 40 even, you generally learn pretty quick. People that are 17 years old learn really damn quick. So yeah, a person that's 17 might cost them $3,000 to get a license, or $2,800, because they get it so quick. They're able to do all the lessons really fast. That all depends, of course, on your ability. The only question I can never answer for somebody as a flight instructor is the question of how long will it take me? I can't tell you that because it's the same question as how long will it take you till you're good enough at golf to enter the tournament. It all depends on how much you study and practice, right? How quick you pick up the skill. Pretty cool, huh? So we're almost doing a full circle back towards the airport, but we have lots of time still. So the airport we left from is directly over there. Now distance-wise, from here it's about 15 miles. Almost 20 some odd kilometers away. But
that way then.
We can go back that way, sure. That way's towards the town of Midland. But look at this, you're controlling. I'm not doing anything, I'm just sitting here. Look, no hands to the camera. He's got it. Obviously, the trickiest things when learning to become a pilot, not so much flying the aircraft, it's learning all the procedures, laws, navigation, weather. Like, we have to learn all those topics and be able to pass the test on them. So that's where it generally slows people down, and even radio communications people find difficult because we have to actually speak in a certain format.
Got your own codes, right?
Exactly, right?
Hi, Collingwood, Collingwood, Bravo, West Oscar, downwind 31, over 3.
All I know is when they say keep it at 3,000, means keep it 3,000 feet off, whatever, or 30,000.
Yeah. So there's turbulence.
So, what can you do to? Are you supposed to fight it? Turbulence?
We fight it, or we climb higher than it.
Oh, okay. So I'm trying to avoid those clouds.
I know you're doing the right thing, but unfortunately, with the right thing, we're going to get punished with turbulence. But that's just the way it is. We have to. So the lower to the ground we get, the more violent the turbulence. The brighter the sun is, the more violent the turbulence. On a nice cloudy, rainy, spitting day outside, it's beautiful to fly. Because the clouds act like a sunblock. It blocks the sun and causes no turbulence. But now that the sky is opening up and becoming blue, that sun's hitting the ground, heating it up, making that hot air bounce up and hit us.
Let's take a picture of this.
Yeah, man.
3-1, Collingwood.
Traffic, Yankee Charlie Sierra downwind, runway 31, full stop.
I mean, what my girlfriend was actually saying is, I'm not really that afraid of heights.
Yeah.
But I'm just
Approaching
kind of scared of
altitude.
flying, especially when you're. I just hate the feeling of taking off and
Yeah.
landing. It's like anything can happen. It just says snap.
True.
But then again, it's all about Hollywood.
Hollywood really does a disservice to this industry. Now, like, don't get me wrong, this comes with danger,
Yeah.
but generally the danger is severe pilot error. So that's generally what happens. It's very rare that mechanical failure will cause fatalities.
Yeah.
Because aircraft have to be maintained usually to a certain specification. And we're usually pretty good with that. I see another plane, but he's low. He's way down there along the ground, sir. Oh, no. Yeah, he's flying near that lake. He's just taking off near that lake.
Oh, yeah.
Him? He did like a real low pass of the water and then started climbing up again. So as long as he doesn't turn towards us, I'm not going to get on the radio.
Bravo X-ray Oscar is
And he's
clear
turning.
of all runways, and now I'll get some gas too.
He turning towards us?
I don't know yet. I'm going to make an announcement anyways.
Midland area traffic, SportStar India Juliet Kilo Yankee just over top of the Midland VOR, 2,000 feet traveling northbound towards Fore Lake.
He doesn't see us yet. Of course he's coming towards us. I'm just going to climb us up just a little bit. I want to get away from him. He just saw us, I think. Wing tipped away from us. Yeah, he's leaving. All right, take control again. It's all yours. I'll keep an eye on him for the next few minutes.
So Midland, how far is Midland still?
Midland won't take us that long. It'll take us maybe 5 minutes, and then maybe 5 to 7 minutes that way.
Where is it exactly? Is it right there?
The easiest way is, yeah, if we track straight north, so straight up one of these line roads, we'll end up in Midland.
Calling traffic, Yankee Charlie Sierra final, runway 31, full stop.
The cool thing about the roads in most of Ontario, they're on a track of straight north or east or west, right? So right now, as you're following this, it's north. Yeah, that guy's gone. He's no threat to us anymore. Just about to kiss this cloud right in front of us. See the gray one?
Yeah.
You're okay right now.
Still trying to get the feel of it.
Yeah, yeah. You get close to the cloud, then you can see how fast we're going. See that? Gives you perspective. Yeah, you're doing really good on this thing.
Thanks.
The other option a pilot has if they want to avoid turbulence is if you fly over top of water, you get no turbulence because the sun gets absorbed by the water and it doesn't bounce up that hot air.
That one right now, that's turbulence, right?
Yep.
What happened?
That's right. Yeah, today there's like really no wind, it's just all turbulence.
I'm going back to the water.
Sure. So the city of Midland is right there. See where the bay is there?
Yeah.
That's it right there. And then Midland has their own airport, which is right over there. It's a big opening in that forest there.
Okay. Yeah. When you approach their airport, you still have to let them know?
Well, we have to let other planes know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, yes, I would announce that we're coming into land there, but we're not getting permission. We're just announcing it.
Approaching altitude.
And the cool thing is most airports, there's no charge to be at them. So whenever a person has their license, that's what pilots do. They'll just go flying on the weekend and they'll go to strange towns and land and go have lunch and check it out, right? And it's not costing you anything but fuel. There's no landing fee, none of that stuff at most airports. At Toronto Island, they charge you $20 to land there.
$20.
$20. But like this, no charge, no charge there.
That's a lot cheaper than paying for parking in downtown Toronto.
I know. Huh? Every once in a while I'll go there, you know, land, but then you gotta wait for the ferry and all this stuff, and they really don't really save any time.
Collingwood, Charlie Golf, Lima, uniforms are 185,
like you get to Toronto quick, but then you're stuck waiting for something always, right?
Yeah.
But it's fun.
But yeah, I guess for some of you people, you just prefer flying than driving down to Toronto.
But yeah, it's cool. You're never stuck in traffic,
exactly.
Right?
You get stuck in the red tape and all that stuff.
Life Flight 3, medevac is 5 miles to the south. We're at 2,400 feet. We're heading northeastbound for Huntsville. We'll be staying about 3 miles to the south of Huronia as we transit through the area. Conflicting traffic, Life Flight 3, medevac, Huronia.
Midland Huronia traffic, SportStar India Juliet Kilo Yankee is approximately 3 miles south of the field, traveling northwestbound towards the shoreline of Georgian Bay, currently at 1,900 feet.
Approaching altitude.
Life Flight 3, medevac checks traffic, thank you.
There's a medevac helicopter flying through the area going this way.
Oh, okay.
I don't see him yet. They're a big orange chopper. I'm just looking for him, but I think we should be out of his way in a second. Yeah, one of the harder things about becoming a pilot is just getting so well versed on the landscape. The map.
Like it's really hard to determine where you are exactly.
Traffic at Collingwood, Charlie Golf, Lima, uniforms coming overhead the field, design a mid-downwind runway.
Takes time. I didn't even know you let go of the stick. I was like, oh, okay.
Sorry,
It's all right. I felt the plane keep turning. I'm like, what the heck's going on? Oh, he's not flying.
I thought you were controlling it.
No. I was just talking on the radio. I was hitting the button. Yeah, that sun is warm today.
It is warm. So how many classes of pilot licenses are there? Pretty sure there's several.
There's a lot. There's a lot. Yeah, to answer that question off the top of my head, I'm not sure. Because there's different endorsements that you get with a license.
Yeah.
So
Approaching
generally
altitude.
the way it works is
Lima, uniform turning downwind, 31, Collingwood.
you start getting your license in a type of aircraft, right? Then you'll be licensed for that
altitude.
type or registration of aircraft. Now this, like I said, is an ultralight, but also it's called an advanced ultralight. So you can take a passenger in this type of aircraft.
Okay.
A basic ultralight you cannot.
2,300 coming up to the south end of the
Unless you're an instructor.
Working along the Lakeshore Motorway up to 11,000.
Or if your passenger is a pilot, then you can take another pilot with you.
Yeah.
This category of aircraft is very easy, but there's the next one up is the private pilot license, which will allow you to fly a multiple seat aircraft with passengers and all that kind of stuff. Then you can get what they call a tail wheel endorsement, so you can fly planes that have a tail wheel, which you have to have the private pilot license first to do that. Or even in this class of aircraft, you would have to get a tail wheel rating, or you get a night rating so you can fly it at night. Like, there's so many levels you kind of stick onto it. So it's almost like you get a passport book. As you get qualified in the next style of aircraft, you get that stamp in your book, and then you're good to go. So eventually it gets to the point where you have a lot of ratings, and you can just fly all kinds of stuff. But even then, a pilot, even if you're a licensed pilot, and you got licensed in a Cessna, say, and you want to go fly somebody's crazy old World War II plane, you can't just jump in and fly it without getting checked out in it first by an instructor. So you'd have to go with an instructor, prove to the guy or her that you know how to fly it, then they'll sign off and give you the stamp in the book. So that's the way it works, and you just keep building licenses. And it's like collecting, right? You're just collecting.
It's all about the number of hours too?
Number of hours are, well, yeah, number of hours are extremely important, especially in the beginning. You need so many hours to get your license. But after that, the number of hours are just helping your experience level. You know, it's just a great thing to do. You keep banking hours. The more hours you are, the more desirable of a pilot you are, especially if you're applying for jobs to be a pilot. Like, then there's a commercial license you can get, which means you're allowed to now make money with that license. So a private pilot's not allowed to take somebody up for a sightseeing flight and charge for it.
Yeah.
But if you have a commercial license, you can. So let's take the plane and let's turn it around, and we're going to go back towards the direction we were in. So we're going to go southbound, straight back along this shoreline. Whatever direction you want to turn is fine with me.
Leaving altitude.
So right below us here is called Bomb Beach. Nice turn. Told you to get the hang of it. Notice how smooth the air is out here near the water, too?
Yeah, I know.
So if we just follow this coastline kind of that way, right back in that direction,
Approaching altitude.
we'll have a smooth flight on the way. Add you a little bit of power for you.
Leaving altitude.
Real nice beaches all through here. It's all sand. Almost looks like the Caribbean when you look in the water too.
I know.
Nice and clear with sand all the way underneath there.
I've never seen this part. Is this Wasaga Beach?
No, Wasaga's down there.
Oh.
Like I said, right back there is called Bomb Beach. And then as we go down, there's different names. Woodland Beach.
Are they all open for public?
Well, they do have public spots at each of them.
Oh, okay.
I think I'll show you coming up here. There's a nice public spot. I think it's right where the road ends. There's going to be a road coming in somewhere
Approaching
over
altitude.
there. And then there's a public spot there. They're beautiful, beautiful beaches. And the cool thing, you know, it's a freshwater lake, so it's nice, right?
this one right here?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
Leaving altitude.
Yeah, there's like a little convenience store at the end of the road and all that kind of stuff, and then there's beach access for the public. And even the next, around the corner, there's another beach access.
Just take a picture of this.
Yeah, man. I'll take control. Now what we could do is we can also go very low if you want to go.
All right, I'm not touching that though.
All right, I'll descend us. Ooh. So I'm just showing you what it's like. If we ever had an engine failure, this is exactly what it feels like. Right now the engine's not doing anything for us. We're just gliding. Very safe.
Oh, okay.
This is our descent speed right here. So if our engine failed, look how much time we have to find a spot to land. Right now I would be looking for a nice place to land.
Well, I thought it's gonna be like.
No, that's the movies, man. So look, right now I would start heading for one of those fields over there. I would just turn the aircraft like this, start flying towards one of those fields or one of these beaches and just land down on the sand.
Wow.
So nice and low. There's a couple nice mansions on this coastline too. Especially the one on the corner here that they're building. Beautiful.
One right here?
Yeah, with the copper roof and everything.
Yeah.
Like that's no joke for a house, all concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car garage. And no doubt there's going to be a boathouse there too and everything. Right now we're about 600 feet over the ground. Go a little bit lower so it looks cooler. But we're just soaring. Nice and safe.
Wish I could afford a house like this.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
I'd say just like that one right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be a nice place to hang out in the summer, that's for sure. You know, we should have enough time to do a nice cruise right by Wasaga Beach. Obviously, when we get lower, like we are, you got to really concentrate on your flying because a little bit of this can make you go down real quick, right?
I didn't even realize we're less than 1,000 feet now.
Yeah. Yeah, so the ground around here is about 650 feet. The water, I think, is.
What about this area? What's this town called?
This is all Wasaga now. This is Wasaga Beach.
That building complex right there, are those townhouses or?
I think so, yeah.
Resort?
No, townhouses. Mostly everything would be like townhouses or condominiums. Not many resorts here. Those would be private homes all through here, through the little river.
Right off the water.
Yeah. Out of Wasaga River there with the marinas. And here comes the real big famous public beach of Wasaga Beach 1. Where you go and drink your face off and forget about it. Oh, we'd come up here on the weekends all the time. It was craziness. Yeah, there's all bars here and everything.
I've never been to this spot.
No. Used to have all kinds of nightclubs too. It's different now, but they have still one big nightclub there. But that's the famous Wasaga Beach.
Not that busy today.
No.
On a Saturday.
You know, September changes everything though. The summertime, it's a zoo at that beach. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start climbing the aircraft up a little bit, because I don't want to be too low to the ground. Yeah, this community is growing quite a bit lately.
Wasaga Beach area traffic, Skydive 1 to 2 minutes back from drop the jumpers, 10.5 and below to not overfly the drop zone, 3.5 miles northeast of Aeroport, and 1 mile east of Whitewater County.
I had to turn this way because they're going to be dropping skydivers at that park right there, right now. But 10,500 feet, the plane's above us, and they're going to let these guys out and they'll be landing right in that field where that baseball diamond is. So we're going to see them dropping in a second.
No.
Yeah, man. So that's why I have to go this way. I have to steer away from them.
We're back. We're a Phenom 300 on our way into Amsterdam in about 25 minutes. We're dropping 6 passengers.
So they're all the way up there.
Yeah, it's very hard to see because they're so high. But you'll hear in a second, he'll be announcing jumpers away, jumpers away, jumpers away. And then you'll see them start coming down. So that's why I had to go around it.
What's this place?
That would be probably their water treatment.
Okay.
Water treatment plant. Yeah, those big round pools.
Collingwood traffic here on 2500 over Wasaga Beach west side and going over the water eastbound at 2500.
Okay. Can you bring that out on the ramp? Because they have a lot of luggage.
I just had to put on the frequency for the airport we're going to, which is right there. And I'm going to have to make a radio announcement and let the other pilots in the area know what we're doing. Set my altitude to 1,700 feet.
Edenvale traffic, SportStar India Juliet Kilo Yankee is 4 miles northwest of the field, 1,700. It's going to join a straight in left downwind for 3-1.
So if you look straight up, you'll see the skydive plane. It's way, way up there. Just a little, looks like a little ghost. It's that way, sort of.
Collingwood, go ahead.
Can see it. Oh, right there.
You got it.
Wow. You're jumping up from that height.
Yeah, man. 10,500 feet.
Jumpers away, 3.5 miles north of the airport, jumpers away.
There you go. Jumpers away. So you're going to start seeing parachutes open in a second. They'll probably free fall for half the flight and then open up their chutes.
Jumpers away. Oh, it's right there.
Yeah. See them, huh?
Yeah. 2 of them. That's one thing I'm never gonna do.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
No. Just imagine, what if the parachute fails?
That's true.
There's always a worst case scenario for everything.
That's right. And at least this, like I showed you before, watch, I kill this engine, it still flies.
Still got enough time to control it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I do.
I'm just going to make a radio announcement here because we're now entering into the landing procedure.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee, established left downwind, 3-1, full stop.
You did really good on this thing, man. Really good. Not as hard as people think it is. But now we're getting hit by turbulence. Feel all that?
Yeah.
Not much I can do, but just fight it.
Edenvale traffic, Skydive 1, 6200, about 5.5 miles northeast. We're going to be descending north of the airport in between the lake and the field.
So the procedure I'm doing right now is called the circuit or the landing pattern. That's why I have to fly in this direction for a little bit, and then I got to make it turn that way, start descending, put my flaps on, and then turn for final approach. So there's 2 more turns we got to make. Sounds a little confusing, but as you start flying, it's quite simple. It's like almost like a half rectangle.
Yeah.
So right around here, I'm going to make our left turn called left base, and I have to make an announcement.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankees, turning left base, 3-1, full stop.
So this is where we start our descent back to Earth. Done correctly, it's very safe. So what I'm doing is I'm just reducing our engine power, trying to slow the aircraft down a little bit. Once I get it slow enough, I'm going to deploy what we call flaps, which creates a larger wing. So right here, I'm just going to reach this lever. Flap number 1, flap number 2. That's flap number 2. I'm maintaining 65 knots for the entire
Leaving
descent.
altitude.
I do that with the stick. The harder I push it forward, the faster the plane will go, and I don't want that. I just want to keep it perfectly at 65. And right here, I'm going to do our turn to final approach.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankees, turning final, 3-1. Edenvale traffic, Skydive 1, 4 miles north of the field through 3400, going to be descending down to 17 just north of the airport.
I'll try my best to touch these wheels down as smooth as possible. So right now the engine's doing nothing for us, we're just gliding.
Edenvale traffic, Skydive 1 about 2 miles north for 2300, descending circuit altitude, going to cross overhead for mid-left downwind on 31. Correction, yeah, we'll be using runway 31 in Edenvale, Skydive 1.
Simple as that. We are down, sir.
That's it?
You did good, man. You did really good.
Thanks.
You survived!
I know. Surprisingly.
Ah, come on. Not that bad. So you can imagine how crazy it would get for doing like aerobatic flying.
I know.
Where you get up there and you're
Like
just...
those guys at the CNE.
Yeah. It's a wild thing. You need to have a real strong stomach because you're weightless a lot of times.
Gonna turn your stomach upside down.
Oh,
360, yeah. 180, 720.
Uh-huh.
Then 900.
Oh, yeah. And 5 Gs and 6 Gs, that's a lot of G-forces.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankees, clear of 3-1, backtracking 26 to the apron.
The apron is...
The apron is the area over there, like that parking lot
over
area.
all the hangars.
Yeah. Gotta have one overhead, gonna join the mid-left downwind for 3-1.
This is the taxiway or the runway?
This is another runway, so that's why I had to announce that we are backtracking runway 26 because we're taxiing on the runway. They put multiple runways so the pilot can choose which one best faces into the wind for takeoff. We want to fly it as best as we can into the direction of the wind.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee is clear of 26 on the apron.
There she is. Here's the skydive guys if you want to sign up. They're waiting for you, see? They'll take both of you today.
Gotta have one turn in base for 314.
Nope.